I gotta choose something.
No, no, you ain't got to choose something. We just have a conversation.
How long ago the conversation?
I mean, I'll try to keep it fast. It's an interesting topic that I was previously discussing. Okay. What is your name?
Nikki.
Nice to meet you, Nikki. I'm Ali.
Molly?
Ali.
Ali. Okay, well, my first name is Janique.
Oh, Johnny? Okay.
Janique.
Janique.
Like Monique.
Like Monique, Janique.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
cool.
correct.
Okay. Janique, correctly?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so what I'm asking today,
Okay.
or what I've seen is, do you think
Mhm.
that women are more emotionally intelligent than men are?
Absolutely. And it's a great topic for me because I'm a therapist.
Oh, okay, yeah, we broke. Listen. Okay, let's. Obviously, I want to make it fast. I'll try to make it fast. Okay, so why do you think so?
So I think the discrepancy in terms of emotional intelligence.
Or maybe we should define it first. Can we do that actually first?
Go.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Go.
do you want me to use? Okay.
I want you to go.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. So
Sure.
as I define emotional intelligence, it's the ability to understand your emotions and the emotions of other people. Do you agree with that? I can even give an example.
I agree, but give an example.
Okay.
I
Like
agree.
for example, like I understand. Hey, if I don't come somewhere on time, for example, and you're somebody who likes people to be somewhere on time, it's emotional intelligence of me to understand, hey, if I don't do this thing, it's going to annoy this person. So I have to make sure I always come on time for this person because they're going to appreciate that. That's like an example I would use. Do you agree with that example?
I agree.
Okay. So that's how I see it. Okay. So
Okay.
now I want you to describe how women are more emotionally intelligent, I guess, based off that example.
Yeah, so I think what it is when we discuss emotional intelligence, I like your definition of it.
Yes.
But I think one of the reasons that women appear to be more emotionally intelligent is simply because women do a better job of really identifying with emotionality and the way it shows up for them within their world, right? I think what men tend to do is have the emotional reaction, suppress it, most times not knowing that they're suppressing it because they have done it for so long, like from little boys. Hey, don't cry over this. Don't get upset over that. Suck up those tears, dust it off. And so for little boys, they have not had an opportunity to really explore emotionality and how it shows up in their world.
Okay.
Therefore, they struggle to then have a broader understanding of emotional intelligence and then how to utilize it in their everyday lives.
Okay. So this is at least what I would say from like at least what I've seen from society standpoint. So I can agree with the standpoint that maybe at least as young boys, like we're taught to be okay, we got to suppress our emotions. But I would say for that, the main reason is because in order to like be successful, competent, and get things done, we have to be in this position where we say like indifferent to a lot of things. So like, hey, you got to do this work. You got to take care of this person. You got to do these things. So you can't afford to like stay in that emotional space because you're not going to be able to be consistent, focused, and disciplined. Number one. But number two, the biggest reason why I actually believe that men are more emotionally intelligent is because men, first, when it comes to dealing with women, we have to understand women in order to deal with them. So, for example, we have to understand, hey, if I do this particular thing, it will make a woman feel good. Men pretty much created romance. I don't know if you would agree or disagree with that, but like men created romance, for example.
So
Men
we
are
go back to the Roman time and Roman.
oh, romance. Yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then also not even only that too, when it comes to storytelling, for example, like men are extremely good at storytelling. I'll give women like Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey. Okay, that's clean. Like,
Okay.
because at least when it comes to storytelling, in order to make a right story or create a story that people like, you have to get people emotionally invested. You have to understand, hey, if I write this way or I make this character do this thing, it will make people respond this way. And the best storytellers, when we really look at it, are mostly men. So when it comes to romance, we have to understand the opposite sex. We have to understand emotion. When it comes to storytelling, almost all men dominate when it comes to entertainment and creating stories and stuff like that. So you can only do that if you understand how people respond emotionally to things. Not only just from a woman's standpoint, but also from a men's standpoint as well. So when I look at that, I'm like, well, it looks like men really understand emotions to a high level. They make millions of dollars off this. And I just have not seen women do that to the same level.
Okay. So then explain to me how then is not so
Because
why is it then not conceptualized within relationships, right? So obviously, yes, men do know how to take their understanding of emotionality and emotions and how to utilize and capitalize off of it, right? So again, how does that show up for a man in his everyday life, right?
Okay.
Being able to truly connect with women, and what we see time and time again when it gets down to, hey, something emotional, emotionally tragic, emotionally important comes up, it becomes very difficult for a man to show up emotionally.
Yeah.
And what happens from a very
But does that mean
therapeutic way, it becomes this whole suppression, right? And so that is what is considered a defense mechanism. So Anna Freud, the daughter of Sigmund Freud, came up with the 13 defense mechanisms that are utilized to suppress emotions, suppress experiences. And when we do that, we separate ourselves from the emotional connectedness that we have with other people.
But what I was sorry, I don't want to pause you. I just want to really clarify to ask. So the thing with this though, because based off the definition we described here, yeah. My thing with that is like, well, at least when it comes to men, in order to become disciplined or focused or to like stay consistent when it comes to like achieving your goals, you actually need to have a good understanding of like controlling said emotion. Because I know you said suppression, but the thing is like men being able to even suppress emotion is a skill within itself. Like most guys, it's true. Like, because the thing is, I don't think necessarily, and I think there's a misconception in my personal opinion of this, to express emotion means you are talented in controlling it. I don't agree with that fact. I think even the ability to suppress that emotion, because a lot of guys are crash outs, actually. They'll crash out, do some dumb shit. But the ability to be like, okay, I feel angry and I want to do this thing, let me not do that thing. That's discipline, for example.
No, but that is emotionality. That's understanding emotionality when you put it that way.
Yeah.
But typically,
but it's not control though.
It doesn't happen that way. When you put it that way, that's not a defense mechanism. That's not suppressing. That's understanding that right now, what you just did or what you just said angered me.
Yeah.
And I have enough control to say, right now I'm angered, I need a break.
Yeah, I would say men are better than women at that.
So I need a break, right?
Yeah.
To be able to say that. But when we're talking emotional intelligence now is not you just knowing that, right? But you then have to let me know that, because if I do something that's angering you, right?
Yes.
And you know in your mind, like, okay, I'm angered, I'm just going to step away. And you don't communicate to me that you're angered or that what I did bothered you or whatever, then that's still a problem, right?
No, agreed. But what I would say is, at least, because I do agree with the fact that, like, okay, I'm not saying that guys won't do that thing where we'll make a move that maybe makes you guys upset or whatever. Like, in terms of it, because I guess we're kind of on the dating thing too. Like, I'll be, and I'll try to wrap it up here because I know this is a good conversation. I want to hold you long.
I mean, it's great. I just got to pick up my food before 11.
Okay, so at least what I would say. Okay, just wrap up real quick. Okay, at least what I would say here.
I mean,
like,
we can always double back. I'm from Chicago.
Okay,
you can email me. You can double back.
All right, cool. So at least what I would say is then, because as you said here, you were saying that, I kind of described it in a way where it's like, well, that is actually like intelligence to a degree, like the ability. But like, and some guys, I would say for them, yes, there are, because this is what I'm saying. There are guys who are not emotionally intelligent. I think that is true. Right. But if we take the most men and the most women, I would say on average, more men would actually be emotionally intelligent.
So what I think it is, most men have a really good grasp of their logical sensibilities, right?
Yeah.
So our limbic system is what controls emotions, right?
True.
Then the opposite side of our brain is our logic system, and that's what controls our executive functioning. Control,
we'll close out here.
Discipline, organization of thoughts, follow through, initiation, all that's executive functioning. What I can tell you from doing this work since 1999, so today's my birthday, I'm 50.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. So I've been doing this work for that longest time. What I can tell you is that most men have very good executive functioning skills, starting from when they're about 3 years old, do it outpace girls? Absolutely. I think that's what
that gives us an edge. That's what I'm saying.
That gives you an edge, but what it does, where you guys excel in executive functioning, I think a lot of time men don't recognize that also causes you to have a certain level of emotional intelligence that's not as high as women, only because you don't practice it as much. You will much rather go to your logic side, logical sensibility, which is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we control.
You go to your logical sensibilities. You're going to utilize your great executive functioning skills, organize, initiate, control, discipline. Yeah. That's going to overshadow emotionality, sad, mad, angry, scared. You do not talk about it. You do not engage with it. And then because of that, that's where the women who do engage with emotionality on a daily basis, but
they still be crashing out though, even though they understand.
Yes, but that's a different question. That's not emotional intelligence.
Oh, well, I mean, okay. I mean, fair enough. I don't want to hold you too long.
Fair.
No, but fair enough, though. I thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. What's your name again, too?
Jonique.
Jonique,
Davis.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Therapist.
Thank you so much for waiting, too, by the way. It can be negative. It can be negative, but we'll see. Okay. What is your name?
Margot.
Nice to meet you, Margot. I am Ollie. Okay, cool. Okay, so as I said, we're talking about career, politics, culture, but today I actually have a dating kind of question. It's a little bit of dating, kind of like just asking women this. So I've been hearing the strong argument that apparently women are more emotionally intelligent than men are. And I actually starkly disagree with that. I don't think that's true. But first, I want to hear your reasoning if you do believe women are more emotionally intelligent. Actually, first we could define it if you want to. But
Yeah, go ahead, define it.
so for me, emotional intelligence is the ability to understand one's emotions and also the emotions of somebody else. I can also give you an example of like what this would look like. For example, if you're somebody who likes to, have people be somewhere on time, like, hey, you need to be here at 9 or whatever, and that means like before 9, like you're not showing up later or on the minute or whatever. So if I'm someone who's emotionally intelligent and I know that that annoys you by not coming to a place on time, I'm going to make sure, hey, I got to make sure I always get to this place on time, or it's going to ignore this girl that I'm trying to meet with or whatever. Do you agree with that for the most part?
On what emotional intelligence is?
Well, I guess we could do that first. Like, do you agree on my first definition then? Like in terms of understanding your own emotions and then understanding somebody else's emotions. I was just giving the example there.
First example, yes. I don't think the discipline example is, hitting the head on the nail there, but
Sure. Okay. Okay. So at least from that, like me defining it there, that's why I believe like men are at least better at doing that. We're better at understanding the emotions of other people. But do you disagree with that?
I think women have more emotional intelligence because, and I'll tell you why, men are great at a lot of things, but emotional intelligence is one of the things that women surpass men in. And I'll tell you, it's one of those things that's kind of like built in your DNA. Men are stronger. It is what it is. Women are more intelligent emotionally because, first of all, they're mothers. They have to understand their emotions and,
nurturers, yeah.
And their babies too. They have to understand like what do they want, but what do they really want, and kind of like reading between the lines almost. Yeah. And so that's one of the things. Yeah. Also, if you just look at statistics, because you can always kind of like go based off of opinion.
Yeah, no, I'll get that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And looking at it a little bit further, if you want to, really look at it in a more technical standpoint, if you look at statistics for violence, suicide, it's all kind of tailored towards men. And yes, it can be societal, but women also have a lot of societal not.
Oh,
like
I mean that's
interesting.
Right? But that's interesting too.
But even with that, men are more likely to commit those violent crimes, and that all comes down to how you handle your own emotions.
True. Okay, so actually, what I say first, I actually want to even touch on that, even the suicide thing too. If you didn't know this, like a lot of women who are actually in Gen Z, about 40 to 50% of them are actually either in therapy or on antidepressants right now. So like I'm looking at that situation, I'm like, that's not showing a high level of emotion. Because for example, if we're talking about therapy, that means you're directly going to someone who's going to help you understand your emotions so you feel a particular way.
Right. And that's another thing. If you are actively seeking therapy, that means that you know that you need help in a certain area where guys may not admit to that.
Yeah, no, which is fair.
And then as far as the medication, I think a lot of like the way big corps are, they get you hooked there on going to therapy. And so that's kind of like, it doesn't, it correlates, but
yeah. But that's kind of looking at, okay, so even they're at least based off that, when I'm looking at the situation, I'm like, well, both sides there are kind of like having their own, currently, at least right now, emotional issues or emotional instability. So at least now moving, I guess you could get in an opinion kind of territory, but I think this still bodes well. For example, when it comes to romance, like men, we created romance. In order for men to be romantic, we have to be able to understand women's emotions. We have to understand how women to respond to certain things. If I act a certain way, if I do this certain thing, if I have this certain thing, I'm like, okay, she's going to feel this certain type of way. And another example of this also we can see is in terms of media or entertainment, right? To be a very, very good storyteller, you have to have a very good understanding of emotion. You have to be able to be like, okay, if I have this character do this or say this, it's going to make the audience move this way or that way.
That's only because women couldn't even work for the past.
But I would actually even argue.
Okay, let me do this. If I were you, I would look into it a little bit deeper and
I'll give you guys. Okay, I'll give y'all Twilight.
Kind of with an unbiased point of view, because I feel like we all want to advocate for our own people.
I don't think this is biased at all, though. I just think we have a better understanding.
Statistically, if you were to look it up, Google, Harvard, everybody will tell you women are more emotionally intelligent. So
Based off what? But based off the definition?
Research,
but
study.
no.
The definition that you just gave me.
Yes. No, that's the correct definition. If you go search that up on Google, that's
so you just asked. I agree. If you just asked
See?
me, these research studies are based off what? And you said what definition? The definition that we both agreed to.
Yeah, no, but even if they're saying statistically, well, they could put up a stat and say, okay, this means this, but based off my understanding and using real life examples as I was just given, I don't really look like the case though. It looks like men actually have a much deeper understanding of emotion, actually by far, because for example, that's why I'm saying the dating example. We have to deal with women.
So you think men deal with stress better?
We deal with, oh yeah, by far, yes.
You're
By far, bro. We're so much, bro.
No,
we're so much better at dealing with stress.
No, it's not even that. Women are literally designed to deal with stress better.
And men are not?
Not as much, no, because
we're
the caretakers, so they have to.
And we're the leaders. And nobody comes to save us. But listen, if something goes wrong, you guys can go to a man. Yes, you can. Wait, hold on.
Why would you go to a man?
No.
To save you from what? Another man?
No. Well, yeah. So okay, even with that, bro. Even with that.
No, honestly, I'm not leaving because like.
No. If you gotta go, no
to the next bar.
No problem. Not. I was doing the conversation. No, I appreciate that though. Hello, I will try to make it fast. Hello.
What's up?
What is your name?
My name's Tracy.
Nice to meet you, Tracy. I am Ollie.
Ollie, nice
Yes.
to meet you.
Okay. So pretty much we got the 4 Young American Men podcast here where I talk about career, dating, politics, and culture. Is that cool?
That's a lot.
Okay, that's a lot of stuff. I mean, I try to cover different things. I like to increase my knowledge and the knowledge of the people. Okay. So basically, at least for women, what I'm asking today is, I've heard a lot that apparently women are a lot more emotionally intelligent than men are. But based off what I've seen and actually research and experience in my own life, I actually don't really think that's the case. So yes. So first, I do actually want to hear your opinion.
Question.
I'm telling you, bro, it's late. So do you think women are more emotionally intelligent than men?
I think that they're both the same, but women express it more.
Oh.
See, men just keep that shit in.
True.
I'm sorry, can I swear on your podcast?
Yeah, no, of course.
Okay.
You can say all the words.
I swear. So I think men tend to keep it in for the most part because our society doesn't allow men to share that piece of themselves in the way that it is for women.
Okay. But you would say that in terms of emotional skill, they're the same? Like, because,
at a certain age.
Yeah. Or actually, let's even see if we can define it actually first, if you agree with my definition. My definition of it, when it comes to emotional intelligence, is the ability to understand one's emotions, so like yourself, and then the emotions of other people.
Self-awareness, empathy, sure. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So when I look at that, I'm like, wait, whoa, men actually have superior emotional intelligence.
Superior?
Yeah, I gotta cook. I gotta make it. Okay.
Superior?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me explain. Okay. So the reason why I believe this is because, for example, when it comes to romance, for example, men created romance. And when we look at romance, what does that really mean? It's the ability to like swoo a woman or make a woman feel a certain type of way so she likes you. Like men, we are the ones that approach women, talk to women. We have to understand you guys on a high emotional level
Good luck with that.
Yeah, no, it is hard. No, but some of us succeed. But we have to do that. And it's hard. But we learn, right? So it's almost like, even what I'd argue is that because we even have to learn about that, like that allows us to become more emotionally intelligent.
That muscle a little bit.
Hey, thank you.
Right?
So like, at least in comparison to women, like usually like guys will just approach you, guys will come talk to you and etc. Like you don't
We expect that.
Yeah, thank you. No, which is true. And naturally, I guess that's because of your own choices. But I think it's obviously there's biology there too. But you know, you're in that position where you don't have to learn about emotional intelligence. You don't have to understand. Maybe you can understand yourself.
It's innate.
Yes. Yeah, so for you guys, it's like, okay, you can kind of be in this position and feel whatever way. But for us as men, not only do we have to be in a position to understand our own emotions for the sense of becoming successful and becoming competent, like when I look at like discipline and like even emotional suppression, while in some degrees, yes, some men, they just suppress it. But in order to become successful to a big degree, like you need to have a lot of discipline, consistency, focus. How do you do that? Well, you need to have good impulse control. You have to be able to.
Impulse control is key for especially young men.
Exactly. And this is why I do too, because I'm trying to teach guys to be.
I have a 20-year-old son, so I'm just saying.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So like for him, like even him specifically, he's probably in that position where he's learning, okay, I can't crash out over this. I can't act this way over this. I have to be steadfast. I have to be indifferent so I can stay focused and do what I need to do. So that's the internal, emotional, like based off yourself. And then when it comes to the opposite side of this, is like, okay, how do I get a woman? I have to learn how her emotions move. I have to learn about her mood and different stuff like that. So I think men have a lot of understanding of these different kind of things, and that's what allows them to be more emotionally intelligent. Yes,
I would say
Sorry, that was
What?
long.
No. That was good. I'm actually very impressed.
Thank you.
That was very articulate and very well thought out. And I would agree with you, but I would not say it's more than women. I would say that it's probably the same, but we have a
Think so.
whole different game that we're playing. Not really game, but we have a
Game.
whole,
I'm just game, probably.
but I mean, we have a whole different set of rules that we're living by
True.
that are going to be very different. And so we have to achieve that emotional intelligence in a different way.
Could you like give me an example of what that would look like for women though? Because for us, I feel like it's like, you know,
So I would say, I mean, I'm old as F. I'll just start with that. But so my references are dated, but I would say we have a lot of our emotional intelligence comes from dealing with other women, not necessarily men.
true.
Because we got to navigate how
Other
women
people
perceive
feel.
us, especially like in middle school and all of that, like teenage BS that we have to deal with.
True.
So I feel like we gain those skills in a different way as we grow up, and men tend to hit it like in their 20s.
Yeah. So I guess
Does that
so.
make sense?
So yeah,
So I would say we're equal.
at the young age, but then you would think once
Yeah,
we get older, men
right.
start.
Like we do this, and then we do it, then we're equal. How's that?
I
Is
mean,
that fair?
yeah, kind. I still think. I still think we better, bro. We gotta go. So no,
But I'm gonna say we're better because I'm a chick. Of course.
I know, yeah, bro. It ain't true though. But fair enough. No, I appreciate the conversation. Then. Thank you so much. What was your name again?
I'm Tracy. And
Tracy.
what's yours
Nice to
again?
meet you, Ollie.
Ollie. Oh, this
Mhm.
is awesome.
Nah, it was a lot of fun.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
We
much.
came by last night.